Morning everyone, Peter here, flying solo with ATB-TV again this week. Just to break it up a little bit, rather than listen to my thoughts right through the 15 minutes, I actually caught up with Darren Weir and Matthew Williams yesterday. They basically had probably 75% of our runners last week, so we can get some thoughts and ideas of runners we've had and upcoming runners from both those guys. Just before we go to the first segment, we had Millinery have her first start for David Hayes and Tom Dabbernick at Flemington last week down the straight, and she ran a really good race for a horse having her first start. She was up there on the pace, and while she got out sprinted by the winner, she really toughed it out and got to the line nicely to finish third with Craig Williams riding. David Hayes' idea for now is maybe to find a corner track or around the bend, so to speak, and another 100 or 200 metres, and she'll probably have a run in another fortnight or so. But a very encouraging debut from that filly. Rightio, we'll push on now to have a listen to Darren Weir with the runners we had last week and what we've got coming up. Weir, good to have you here with ATB-TV this week, mate. We'll just go back to last Saturday. We had Falago run another on a second.
Yeah, he just keeps running well. There's a similar race in a fortnight, so no reason for him not to go around again. And he got a beautiful run last week, but the winner was just too good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Firehouse Rock was been schooling him a bit, and he ran well, I thought, for fourth.
Yeah, he ran better. It was a better run. He was a little bit more interested. So hopefully he'll be a bit fitter now, and hopefully he can just improve a little bit and hold that sort of form going into his next run. Similar sort of race we'll look for. Yep. From there we went to Tuesday. We had Escape the Rain. Shush, you be quiet, all right? Yeah, you be quiet. Tuesday we had Escape the Rain. She just ran fair for 7. Yeah, she's just going really. She's pulling up a bit well. Sort of pulling up like she didn't try, so we'll probably put her over a few logs and maybe a gear change to get her a bit more interested, but she needs to improve for sure. No worries. And then Wednesday we had Shiny Lass, who was honest again for and then Wednesday we had Shiny Lass honest again for I think she did it for second, come from back in the field and ran out nicely. Yeah, she's an honest horse, and hopefully she can win one of those over the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks. She deserves to win a race in 10. For sure. And Arizona Girl was a bit the other way. She looked like she may have come to the end of her prep. Yeah, she has. It's been quite a good prep. Got away with a win in town. Yeah. So she's done a good job. But the way she ran there on Wednesday, you would think that she's probably just come to an end, because all the signs were good at home, but she ran a bit below par. Yep, for sure. We had some trials during the week, and from those trials we've got the little grey filly Propensity having her first start at Geelong next week over 1200. Drew Gate 1 with Brad on board. Yep, she's one of those improving sort of horses. A month ago she was battling, and then she trialled, obviously her next 2 jump outs have been better, and she's ready to go to the races now, and from barrier 1, she'd be sort of 3rd, 4th defence, and she'll get every chance. Yep, excellent. Right, I would just, obviously we had Broadway first with scratch today. We've sort of had a little issue after the heavy track, little issue, then the heavy track today. We'll go to a town in race with him. Yep, there's a 1,000 metre benchmark 64 3-year-old race coming up at Sandy. Great race for him. Beautiful. And also, just for next week, we've got Chloe Anna, and she'll go to Cranbourne over 1,400. Yeah, I think so. She's also entered at Bendigo as well, but we're sort of leaning towards Cranbourne at this stage, and just probably needs another run over a bit shorter trip before we start pushing her out in distance. Fantastic. And just to finish off, obviously, a couple of good horses from the stable in Tayo, and My Obsession came back into work, I think it was mid-April, went to the beach. How are they progressing? Really good. Both horses look great, and touch wood, so far they've had really good preparation, so hopefully everything can continue to go well for the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll be looking forward to seeing them getting trial and racing. Beautiful. Obviously we've got a cheer squad here too, Weary. And the other one is Equieto, who's only been down there for a month, but how's he looking? Looks good.
we've got a photo of him, so off the stable down there today. So he looks really good actually.
Terrific.
So hopefully, he had a good last prep, and hopefully he's gone out matured. And I think Goldeny might have been the key. And so looking forward to another month and getting him galloping as well.
Terrific. Another one was Tennessee Gold. I think we'll probably go to Waterville with her Sunday week.
Yep.
And obviously she's a filly with a bit of promise and come along nicely.
Yeah, she's a nice filly. She probably just, look, to be honest, she had a trial at Barron Beat during the week, and I just thought she might have trialled a bit better, but she seems to a bit better than what she did. But she seems to have pulled up really well, so I'm just going to put that behind us. And before that she was going really well.
Terrific.
So hopefully she can gallop well between now and Warrnambool.
All right, we're obviously we're about 6 weeks out from the end of the year, and there's a big target there. I think it's 334, the Hawks' thing. I know you're not a big one on records and all that, but I think 308 we're sitting at now. And I had a tally up. There's 32 of those are ATB winners, so we continue to go along nicely. It was 40 odd last year, so we just keep ticking those winners off. We're for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, we hope so. And like the support we get from ATBs, really important for our stable. They're great supporters of us, give us good stock, and great people to race horses with. So hopefully we can continue that relationship. And with all these nice young horses we've got, hopefully there'll be one or two really nice horses coming through the system that they've got.
Excellent, righto, Weir. Thanks for that, and good luck on the weekend.
Good on you, thanks, Morgs.
There you go, guys. Obviously, we're more than happy with Falago's effort. We find another race for him just down the track, and Firehouse Rock certainly has him scratching his head. He might be getting on top of that horse, and we might be able to pinch a race. In 2 or 3 weeks' time, we may have to go to South Australia to find a suitable race for him in the next fortnight or so. Rightio, guys. From there, I also caught up with Matthew Williams. We had Reigning Meteor run at Ballarat yesterday, and after that race, I caught Matty. We were a little bit disappointed we didn't get the money, but it was certainly a better run from that gelding. And we also cover all the runners we had prior and what we have coming up with Matthew. With Matthew Williams, Matty, we're here at Ballarat today, where we'll start with Reigning Meteor, where he's ran a gallant second, and very, very heavy track, and he's just got nails late.
Yeah, he loves that sort of ground. Thought Michael D first time I've actually met him, to be honest, today, but I thought he rode the horse well. He just felt that he went a little bit early, but with no weight on his back, you couldn't be too hard on him for that. And it's good to see him bounce back after a bit of a disappointing run at Sandown.
We'll just look for something similar down the fortnight down the track.
Keep searching for these wet tracks, and that's his go. He just loves those heavy conditions.
I don't mind getting wet if we can get results, mate.
No, that's right.
We'll fly back to Saturday. We had Lucky Old Barefoot at Flemington, and he sort of struggled to get into the race, but probably wasn't really his go.
Yeah, probably looked a little bit disappointing on paper, but Harry said he was travelling well in the race just till they really sprinted up, and he just got left flat-footed.
Yeah.
But then sort of the last 300 or furlong 300 metres, he was holding his own to the line. So we just need to get conditions to suit, and there's a meeting here in another fortnight or something. There's a heat of the Winter Championship over 1600 here at Ballarat. It's not going to get any better than a heavy 10 here for the next 2 months.
Not after what we've seen today. And then the winner for the week, the trainer of the week, actually, have outdone Weir and Hayes and Damage and all those. Royal Fantasy, you've found the key to her.
Yeah, just having that in those short races where she sort of run off her feet a bit early, just works out well. Where she doesn't hold her breath, she's got a bit of a problem where no matter what gear we put on her, she'll still want to hold her breath if she gets travelling too strong in a race. So, it worked out perfect the other day. They had her run off her feet. She come the outside, and she won quite impressively.
She actually let down really well.
She did.
It was all. Well, she went from probably last into the straight, all over 100 metres into the straight.
Yeah.
So, what with her, similar sort of race again? Obviously, if you go up a few rating points, but
I think she went to a 70. So we've got a couple of options for her. Just can't think, to be honest, where they were now off the top of my head. One might have been here at Ballarat. She handles wet ground, so probably wouldn't be an issue for her, but probably hard to come from back at Ballarat if it raced like it is today. But Yeah, look, we've got a few options for her. You'd love to actually get her into one of those Moonee Valley 975 races where they just go hard and, you know, she could just stalk them and,
and go bang. Well, at least when I've got a horse in form, it's not so bad when you're looking for races.
No, that's right.
The owners be nice and happy after back-to-back wins. Obviously today we go forward. Swazonch, you said we'll go around at Pakenham next Tuesday.
Yeah, well, she's not a wet tracker, so we're sort of sticking to the synthetic options with her. So there's a 1400 metre race for her there. Ben Thompson will ride her.
Yep.
And then there's a mile race a fortnight after at Pakenham again. So
she probably doesn't have to improve much on her last start effort at Geelong to be amongst it.
Yeah, no, and probably a track the Pakenham synthetic would suit her a bit better than the Geelong synthetic. The Geelong synthetic's a little bit hard track to make ground on. Pakenham they seem to be able to still make a bit of ground on.
Yep. And just to finish up, we've got Short Espresso, who obviously disappointed us a bit at Warrnambool. Where's he go to next?
Yeah, we've had him vetted and can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm not sure why. Well, to be honest, I just reckon it was because he was ridden too close still.
Yep.
So he's at Warrnambool next Sunday, Sunday week, and in a 1400, and we'll probably try and get someone like Johnny Allen, try and get someone like him to ride in there, and, or Dean, and just try something a little bit different.
No worries. And just to finish off the segment, so last Weir, how's she coming along after her tie pop?
Yep, she's good. She's had the tie back surgery. Breathing in that is perfect now. So yeah, no, she's up to doing a bit of evens and ready to start coming home a little bit quicker. Probably still a few weeks off having a jump out, but yeah, she's nice and big and strong at the moment, so it looks good.
Excellent. Thanks, Matty. Well done with the winner during the week. A bit sniffy today, could have been a double, but team's still rolling along nicely, and hopefully there's a couple of winners around the corner.
Yeah, no complaints, folks.
There we go, nearly a double, not quite, but yeah, Matthew certainly has Royal Fantasy flying, and a similar race for that mare in the conditions we've got. Should see her winning again, and hopefully Raining Meteor can chalk up a victory soon as well. Coming up tomorrow with other stables, we have Beaumont Newcastle, old Newcastle track. Tricked me there for a while. I was wondering where the heck Beaumont was. The Snowdens have Weir resuming in a benchmark 70. Nick Hayward rides claiming 3. Look, it looks a great race for him to kick off in. Obviously, he's been trialling up okay. Snowdens, I think the last trial he was back and he got home okay without being brilliant. But I think they'll have him suited up for this race. And compared to what he has been racing in last prep, you would think that he should go awfully close to winning this race. So best of luck there. It's a 1300 metre race. At Moonee Valley we have Guest of Honour. Obviously the disappointment of last week being scratched at the barriers had, talk of scratching, it had everyone scratching their heads. It's no more so than David Hayes, who was livid to say the least when he got home and the horse trotted up perfectly sound. It was just a shame. It looked like, the race, or a nice race on paper. I know we've said that a bit with him, but anyway, we return tomorrow. We've been given a visitor's draw. We've drawn the second outside barrier. Corey Parrish rides. Corey does a fair bit of track riding for the Hayes stable, and does ride quite a few of their horses out in the country. They got full confidence in Corey, so plans, I'm not too sure. David was intimating he was looking at the speed in the race to work out whether we go forward or we sit back and let him run on. But for the guys that are going to be on course, you'll certainly get word of that at the track, and the stable usually puts something out that morning as to what those plans are. So let's hope whatever they are, that we can get a run in transit that provides us with the luck we need, and we can see the horse winning. His only visit there was in the Cox Plate a couple of years ago, and we all know what happened there. Moving on a little bit further to Tuesday, Robbie Griffiths has Most Shiny Choice running at Pakenham. Robbie intimated 3 weeks ago that he was bringing the gelding back to 1400, which he feels suits at this stage of his career. It looks a very good race for him. At this stage, I'm not 100% sure of the jockeys, but if I find out prior to putting this together, I'll pop that up. But he goes there in good order and actually may come up against another one of our race mares in Matty Williams' Soissons. Apart from that, I don't have too much more. Obviously, we have Seismos, who's going to run next week, June 25th. We also have Red Handle and the last Red Handle with Tony Gollan and the Last Angel with Damien Batters, who have been currently trialling and not far away from racing. So we'll keep you up to speed with those. And that's about it. Righto, before I go, we might just have a little competition. It's well and truly into winter now, and you'll all get home after work tonight, and we can get out the form guides, grab the Moonee Valley part of the guide, pick a selection in every race, email it through to me, and on a 5 for first, 2 for second, 1 for third basis, whoever accumulates the most points over the 9 races can win an ATB cap. I'm sure the boss can afford a cap. Just to add a little element to that, mark 2 horses, 1 horse as your very best bet, and if it wins, you get triple points, and another horse, if it wins, you get double points. So 2 of your selections will be marked as a best bet. So just beside that circle, just the number 1, and beside your second best bet, make it a 2. Just so I know what your best bet and second best bets are. Yeah, triple points if your best bet wins, double points if your second best bet wins, and every other runner just runs around for the 5-2-1. Just give us something to, have a little bit of a competition with over the weekend. Apart from that, guys, we'll have Darren and or Liz back next week, and have a happy weekend, good punting, and if you've got a runner, hopefully you're in the winner's stalls. Oh yeah, finally, before I go, working with kids and animals, never do it. So for the background noise with the interview with Darren, we apologise, but I'm not going to edit it. That's reality. That's the way it is. My little girl was certainly having a lot of fun under the cover. It was absolutely freezing, pouring rain, etc., at Ballarat, which is the norm for this time of year, and just trying to find a spot to catch up with Weir and entertain little Marley was fairly hard, but anyway, we got through, and she certainly provided a little bit of entertainment to that interview.
Wide out, Villainous Vixen, Rustic Debutante close and near the inside, and Royal Fantasy's letting go with an amazing run out wide. Royal Fantasy let go down the outside and hit the lead in a few strides. Hey Handsome gets out, boxing on Rustic Debutante and Misty Grey, but Royal Fantasy from last to first smashes them in the Venice Spaghetti by 3 lengths to Hey Handsome. Third to